Morning, my dear students. Welcome to today's science class. So in today's class we are going to do the recap of the chapter components of food. So since we have completed the chapter, we have completed the worksheet also, so we will do a quick recap of the whole chapter in this video. So let's see what is the objective of today's class. So the objective is to help you understand what you have done in the chapter. That means what is there in the chapter. It will also help you to understand the main concept of the chapter, and then it will also tell you about all the main ideas which are in the chapter. Now let's begin. First question to you is that why do we eat food? Do we eat food only because we are hungry, or do we eat food to meet the needs of our body? Of course, we play, we exercise, we run around, and then we study. So we do various activity in our day-to-day life, and for doing all these activities, what do we need? We need energy. So where do we get the energy from? We get the energy from food. So apart from eating the food when we are hungry, we eat food to get energy to do various activity in our day-to-day life. Now the next question is, why do we have so much of variety in our food? Yes, you don't eat only one type of food in your meal. You eat different types of food in your meal. You have variety of food items in your meal, and you have also studied about the ingredients in the first chapter. What is ingredient? Ingredient is the substance which is used to prepare the food items, and ingredients are the substance in which there are some components for which we have to eat the food, and those components help us to meet the need of our body. Now let's study about the components or the substances which are present in the food. So in the food there are mainly 5 nutrients present, that is carbohydrate, protein, fats, vitamins and minerals. Apart from these 5 major nutrients, we also need water and roughage. Now carbohydrate. Why do we need carbohydrate? Carbohydrate is a source of energy for our body, and without carbohydrate rich food we cannot get energy for our day-to-day life. Now from where do we get the carbohydrate? So we get carbohydrate from carbohydrate rich food that are vegetables, fruits, whole grain, seeds, nuts and beans. So the carbohydrate is present in this food in the form of starch and sugar. Now why do we need protein? Protein is very essential for our body because it helps in the growth and development of our body. Not only growth and development, it also helps in repair of the damaged cells also. Now children, you are in growing stage, and it is very important for you to eat lots of food which is rich in protein, so that you can your growth can take place properly. So protein is very important for our body. So children, you should eat various food which are rich in protein. Now what are the various food? If you are vegetarian, of course you need to eat the plant products like bean and peas, and if you're non-vegetarian, along with the plant products, you can eat animal products like meat, fish, egg and cheese also. Fine. Then next nutrient is the fats. Now if we think about fats, we always think that fat is not a good thing to consume. Yes, of course it is good. Why? Because it also provides us with lots of energy. No doubt that we should not take food that contains food in large quantity, but we should take some amount of food which is rich in fat, because it provides us with energy. And what are the sources of fats? Those are cooking oil, then oily fish, Then chocolates, of course everybody like chocolates. Then eggs, butter, nuts, meat. Next nutrient which is present in the food is vitamins and minerals. So there are various types of vitamins which are present, like vitamin A, B, C, D, K. Yes, so lots of vitamin rich food should be eaten, and also along with the vitamin rich food we should also eat the food which contains lots of minerals, because vitamins and minerals help us to protect our body from various kind of microbes which enter our body. That means it boosts up our immune system. It will make our immune system strong, and the immune system will be able to fight against the microbes which enter our body. Fine. So these were the 5 major nutrients. So apart from these 5 major nutrients, what do we need? We need water and roughage. We also called it as dietary fibers. So water is important for our body because it helps in cleaning up the waste substances which is present in our body, and also it helps our body to absorb the nutrients easily. Now, why do we eat fibers rich food? We need to eat this fiber rich food so that it can add to our bulk, and so that the digestion process takes place easily. It can remove all the undigested waste products. And which food sources are rich in fibers? Vegetables, potato, fruits, bread, nuts, brown rice, all of this food are rich in fiber. Now let us find out how we can test the food item for starch. To test food item for starch, we have to take a food item. It can be cooked or it can be even raw. Here you can see the picture of rice and potato. Along with that, you need the chemical iodine solution along with the dropper. So when iodine solution is added to the food sample and the color of the food sample changes into blue black, that means that food sample contains starch. Yes, so this shows that that food sample contains starch. So in this way we can test for starch. Now how to test for protein? So to test for protein, we need to take the food sample and then add 10 drops of water. After that we need to add 2 drops of copper sulfate and then 10 drops of caustic soda. So we have to maintain the sequence. We cannot break the sequence. First water, then copper sulfate and caustic soda. So if the food sample color changes to purple or violet, that means the food sample contains protein. So in this way we can test the protein in food substances. Now next, how can we test the presence of fats in food substances? So to test the presence of fats, we need to take paper and then maybe we can wrap the cooked food in that paper, or if you are taking some nuts, you can crush the nut or the food on the paper, and then after that you leave it for some time. So when you leave it for some time, you will find some oily patches on the paper. So the paper will turn translucent. This shows that the food item contains fats. So in this way we can test whether the food item contains starch, protein or fats. Fine. Now I have said that we need to include a lot of variety of food items for our meal. But is it like we need to include any type of food items? Obviously no, not. We need to include those food items which contains the nutrients in the right quantity. That means we need to have a balanced diet. So balanced diet is a diet which contains all the nutrients in the right quantity, so that our body do not lack any of the nutrients. Now what will happen if the food lack any of the nutrients? Obviously we will different diseases, say like deficiency diseases, will be seen in the body. Now lack of one or more nutrients in our diet will give rise to various diseases which are called deficiency diseases. Now, deficiency diseases may cause due to lack of vitamins, mineral, carbohydrate, protein. Yes, and on the screen you can see the chart of the deficiency diseases along with the nutrients due to lack of which those deficiency diseases will be caused. So due to lack of vitamin A, loss of vision can take place, and the symptoms are poor vision, loss of vision in darkness, that means usually we call it as night blindness, and sometimes complete vision loss can also happen. Due to lack of vitamin B1, another deficiency disease called beriberi can be seen, and in this type of diseases the muscles become weak and there is very little energy to work. Then in the deficiency of vitamin C, another disease can be seen, that is called scurvy, and the symptoms are bleeding gums, wound take longer time to heal. Then ricket is a deficiency disease which is caused due to lack of vitamin D in our diet, and when this disease occurred, then our bones become soft and also it bends. Since it becomes soft due to lack of calcium, the bones and teeth decay can be seen. The bones may become weak and the teeth or tooth may also decay. Then due to lack of iodine, another deficiency disease called goiter is seen, and in this disease the gland in the neck appears swollen, and mental disability in children can also take place. The deficiency disease anemia is caused due to lack of iron, and in this disease the symptom which is seen is weakness, tiredness, breathlessness. That means we don't have any energy to do any type of work. So we have completed the recap of the chapter. Now quickly let us summarize one more time. That is, what we have got in this chapter is that the major component of food are carbohydrate, protein, fats, vitamins and minerals. In addition to it, we need water and roughage also. Then we can test for a presence of starch, protein and fats in the food. How can we test for starch? We have to take the food sample and then add iodine solution. If the food sample turns blue-black, that means starch is present. Now how to test for protein? We need to take the food sample and then add 10 drops of water to it. We need to add 2 drops of copper sulfate and 10 drops of caustic soda. If the color changes into violet or purple, that means protein is present. Now next, how can we test for fats? So to the food sample, we need to keep the food sample on plain paper, and if oily patches are seen on the paper and the paper become translucent, that means fats is present in that food. We also learnt about the balanced diet, which contains all the nutrients in right quantity. And lastly, if we don't include all the food which contains the nutrients in the right quantity, deficiency diseases will be seen in the body. So deficiency disease are caused due to lack of one or more nutrients in our diet. So this is all for today's class. Thank you and have a nice day.